Hey guys, Outdoor Gypsy here. If you enjoy hiking, backpacking, or just simply the outdoors, then you've come to the right place. Come join us as we circumnavigate around Mount Hood on the famed Timberline Trail. For those of you interested in a little bit more detail on this trip, hang tight until the very end. I will be sharing some of my thoughts, tips, tricks, things you might want to know before you plan your own adventure. Let's get some nature love.
Morning guys, day 2 coming at you from the little but the mighty Sandy River. Yesterday was just sublime. We had orange, rosy, red, pink, all the colors on Mount Hood for sunset. Absolutely spectacular. Today we're gonna get boots on ground. We're gonna try and cross Sandy River early this morning, so we're gonna have some cold feet, and eventually we're gonna try for around 11 to 13 miles, and our camp destination potentially is gonna be either Y East or Elk Cove.
Day 3. Welcome to Elk Grove Camp, otherwise known as Gale Force Wind Camp. Very difficult sleeping here last night. Winds kept us up a fair majority of the night. Yesterday, however, was splendid. Perfect temperatures, tons of sunshine. You couldn't ask for anything more out of a hike, especially as we hiked past Ramona Falls and got up close and personal at the base of Mount Hood from Mcneil Point. We're going to try for around 11 miles for Camp 3 at Newton Creek today. I'm going to start packing things up before they start blowing away on me. Morning, day 4, our final day on the trip today. Gonna be doing about 7 to 7.5 miles all the way to Timberline Lodge. Blessed with an absolutely picture perfect day. Hood's saying good morning to us from afar, and we're starting our day off fjording Newton Creek, getting our tootsies nice and freezing cold for the remainder of the day, but should be invigorating. We'll see you at the end. Good job, Annie.
Good job.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Whew. Dunzo, guys. 40 miles, Timberline Trail, around Mount Hood. Just notched another one off the great list of ultimate backpacking adventures. If you guys enjoyed this video, you know what to do. In the meantime, I'm gonna go grab a burger and a beer. I'll see you all on the next adventure. Welcome back, guys. I just want to start out by saying that this was not our first choice for our backpacking trip this year. We were actually supposed to go out into the Sawtooth in Idaho. We had tried to pivot and go actually backpack in a few different areas of Washington. Unfortunately, the wildfires and the resulting smoke from them were just so bad, we had to pivot multiple different times. That led us to an impromptu trip here around Mount Hood. Fortunately, it was amazing, but you'll see right here just how bad the fires were, at least in southern Washington, and just how far the smoke carried. So what normally is Mount Rainier right here in all of her glory is currently covered by a pretty terrible fire right now. You can see just all the way over. That's how far the wind takes it. All right, some of the technicals on this hike. It was 44 miles in length. It was a loop style hike, which is my personal favorite style hike. You just never get to see the same thing twice. The total elevation was 11,800 feet, and we did this in mid to late July. Getting to this hike is very easy. Just plug it into your GPS. Most people will start this at the Timberline Lodge. You can GPS, it'll take you right there. Keep in mind there are multiple points that you can start this hike from, which also means that there are many places that you can exit from just in case you get injured or you need to bail early. We chose to start this from the Timberline Lodge. It's an enormous parking lot. It is free. The nice part about this hike is there's no lottery. You just fill out a wilderness or a backcountry permit and away you go. Depending on the year that you do this, get the most up-to-date information on trail conditions because they can vary quite a bit. Depending on the snowpack and the amount of rain and everything else, you might find that certain sections of this trail are closed. Fortunately for us this particular year, the trail was open and in really good condition, I'd say, overall. A couple of other things that I would like to mention are the mosquitoes. At this time of year in mid to late July, they were almost non-existent. There are plenty of places to fill up with water here. You will be going over multiple creek and stream crossings. The only thing I would mention here is be a little bit more cautious on the east side of Mount Hood, since it is a little bit more rocky and barren. At worst, you can take some of the snow fields and melt that into water if you need to. Speaking of rivers and streams, you're going to be crossing quite a few of them on this trip. Plan accordingly. You are going to get your feet wet. I always wear trail runners for this reason. So if you wear hiking boots, have a second pair of shoes that you can wear and try and get across these creeks and rivers.
All right, just got done crossing Sandy River here. We just crossed this early in the morning, or earlier, around 8:30, and I did not find it that difficult. I'm 6'2", 6'3", and the water came up to just below my knees, and it is the middle to late July.
Something worth mentioning here is Mcneil Point. If you have the time and the energy, take the short little spur trail. Once you get to Mcneil Point, I think this is the personal highlight of the trail where you get the most intimate views with Hood. You will see once you're at Mcneil Point a small little dirt trail. Take it until it goes up to the very end, and this is where you will be up close and personal with Hood's most iconic glaciers. The changes in the landscape on this trip are quite profound, and it makes every day feel like a new adventure or even a new trip. On the north, you have the stark contrast between the blooming wildflowers but the previous year's burn. The east provides a very foreign or lunar type feel with just the sand and the rock and just devoid of a lot of vegetation and life. The south and the west, however, contrast all of that beautifully with just the dense, lush Oregonian type forests. Some of the wildflowers that we had seen and I had taken note of are the subalpine Mariposa lily, lupin, mountain Indian paintbrush, great purple monkey flower, bride's feathers, seep monkey flower, California valerian, western pearly everlasting, bride's bonnet, fawn lilies, pink mountain heather, arnica, American bistort, fleabane, dense flowered spiraea, creeping dogwood, white pasquet flower, fireweed, penstemon, little flower penstemon, California Jacob's ladder, columbine, and we even got to see some blueberries. Yes, I know they're not flowers, but it was pretty cool to see. If there are any further questions or things I forgot or left out of the video, either comment down below or drop me a question. I do check these comments fairly regularly, so I will do my best to get back to you. All right, guys, that does it for me for now. Again, I am the Outdoor Gypsy. I'm signing off for now, but I will see you guys on the next adventure.